The Panthers yesterday spent a whole bunch of money. Just like it seemed like they were very much the spenders and the trying to find a way to save monies in the NFL. Some teams were just cutting everybody, trading everybody. Some were spending a ton of money. Panthers were in the spending a ton of money category. I think they're like, the Panthers got the job done on defense. I like what they ended up doing on defense. I still think there is a gap there for elite top-level pass rusher, but you do have the 8th overall pick. So, if you got a problem but you know the solution already, you don't got a problem. You just got a chore. You just got a task. You got to take care of it. So if they draft an edge rusher at 8, which I expect them to, I might be the only one, but I'm still kind of worried about the offensive side of the ball. Let's look at who they signed yesterday into the evening, before, during, and after our show yesterday. Tershawn Wharton, defensive tackle, 3 years, $54 million deal. And by the way, these deals that I'm going to say, it's not all guaranteed. We could go into the up-tos, the incentives, but just know that this is the generic overall feeling. We're not going to bog ourselves down in the details. Michael Jackson, cornerback who was on the team last year, re-signed for 2 years, $14.5 million. Jaycee Horn became the highest paid defensive back in NFL history as the Panthers took care of one of their own. 4 years, $100 million, $70 guaranteed. Trayvon Moehrig, safety, 3-year, $51 million deal with Carolina. Pat Jones, linebacker, situational edge rusher, 2 years, $20 million. Bobby Brown III, nose tackle, 3 years, $21 million. Have you noticed something about everything I've said?
A lot of defense.
All defense.
A lot of it.
Now, they did also keep around Tommy Tremble and Austin Corbett, but we're going back a little bit there. It's here's what they did on defense. They shopped top shelf at the non-premium positions, and they shopped efficiently at the premium positions. And I thought they did a good job. Interior defensive line, Brown and Wharton. As I told Dennis off air, I am an NFL nerd. I am an NFL draft nerd. I do watch film kind of for fun, which is a weird part of me. But also, even I do not dive into the interior defensive linemen for every team in the league that could potentially become available in free agency classes. So you do have to kind of trust Dan Morgan and his evaluating staff, his scouting staff, that when they say Bobby Brown, who's a big dude, is worth 3 years, $21 million, or Wharton, who's a big dude, is worth 3 years, $54 million, that they are going to do what they've done, what their stats show they can do this year, which would turn the Panthers, and this is not hyperbole, especially when you include Derrick Brown coming back, one of, if not the best defense against the run. When you look at the players and how they've built this defense, one of, if not the best teams at stopping the run.
Yeah, good luck running up the middle against this team, which is what they need.
Which is how they want to be built. And if you look at some of the teams that have done very, very well in the playoffs and the like, they usually take something away, right? Whatever, if it's hey, you're not going to pass on us. Hey, we're going to get after the quarterback. Hey, you're not going to run on. Whatever it is, you have to have your bread and butter. The Panthers have chosen their bread and butter, and it's with the guys that probably eat a lot of bread and butter. It's with the big old dudes right in the middle of the defense.
Bobby Brown, 6'4", 328.
There you go.
Big dude.
Put him next to Derrick Brown, and then when either of them need a break, which would probably be Bobby Brown more than Derrick Brown because Derrick Brown's a freak of conditioning, you move in Ashawn Robinson, you move in Shai Tuttle, who took a pay cut. They've got interior defensive linemen for days. You mix in guys like Jadeveon Clowney, a few of the other edges that they do have, do rank better in stopping the run than they do in getting after the quarterback. This should be one of the best defenses against the run.
Well, I hope so, because I'll throw a number out for you, Tim.
Okay.
3,057. That's how many rushing yards the Panthers gave up last season. 3,057.
I'm going to give them a 585-yard handicap there, where it's that's okay, because Derrick Brown wasn't playing. And if you take the best, not a joke, the best run stopper in the league out of your defense, that's going to hurt. Still too many. Still too much.
Even if you factor that in, still 2,500.
Exactly. Still too many. But they, you got to give the context there. I think they should be very good against the run. Moorig's a good safety. I thought Michael Jackson earned about a 2-year, 15 or 14 and a half, whatever it ended up being, deal last year. I thought he played really well. took care of your own in Jaycee Horn. I like a lot of that. And like I said, I'm operating a bit under the assumption that they're going to take an edge rusher at number 8, which gives them a little bit more pop out there getting after the quarterback. I don't like that they pretty much ignored offense. I have one question for the offense, and the answer is not an easy one to come up with, but to not even have like a half an answer. Who can score on this offense from more than 30 yards out? You're really hoping it's Xavier Legette, but I believe his career long catch is like 35 yards, and it wasn't a touchdown. Who can score from 30 or more? Like that's
like a consistent threat to do it.
At least make defenses think you might score. If the defense completely blows a coverage, can Jalen Coker catch the ball 20 yards behind everybody and run in a straight line to the end zone? Yes. If Adam Thielen runs a absolutely nasty route and catches it on the 1 yard line, could it be a 39-yard touchdown? Yes. But who is going to threaten the defense, especially because if you look at some of the deep passing statistics, Bryce Young is not afraid to chuck it. Who's going to catch it downfield or who's going to break the run downfield? It's the biggest question I have. It's the biggest question I have, and I don't have an answer for it. And assuming they go edge rusher at 8, you're getting to the point where it's a tough question. There's less and less paths to solve it. And maybe I'm being greedy. Maybe I'm looking at a team that didn't have a ton of cap space, although certain teams show that cap space is mythical, that the salary cap is fake. Maybe I'm being greedy, but I need some pop on the offense. Love Chuba Hubbard. Love him. Love the grinder. Probably not a threat to take it 50. And if you're looking at Bryce Young and expecting him to go 12 plays every time, that is such a burden on an offense. We're going to pick up 7, then we're going to pick up 12, then we're going to lose 2, then we're going to pick up 8, then we're going to get the first down. That's just so tough. You want to be able to, don't get me wrong, but it is much easier to go, hey, we threw a screen and scored from 60. It's the easy button, right? Remember Staples, the easy button? That was easy. Hey, I threw that ball 5 yards in the air and I got 55 yards of passing offense. Haha. That was easy. Like they don't have that right now, and I was hoping, again, maybe being greedy, but I was hoping they could find a way to solve that. It's why we talked to the DK Metcalf deal, and I know he got paid a boatload from Pittsburgh. There's certain pop there. What I will say, and this was news from earlier today, they did release Miles Sanders. He had a roster bonus coming up, and it saved them roughly $5 million against the cap.
5.225.
There you go. Still counts, I don't know, $3 million dead cap, but you save 5 to eat 3 every time. There will be speed, particularly at running back, available in the 4th round. You got a bunch of 4th-round picks, a bunch of mid-round picks, I should say. If that happens, if there's and maybe this guy ran his way in the combine to a little too rich for your blood, but a Bashul Tootin. If there's a Brashard Smith from SMU,
I'm high on that guy.
If there's somebody that ran those 4.4s that start with 4.3s, there's those 40-yard dashes that start with 4.3, 4.39, 4.32, 4.3 something, that would go a long way towards making me go, all right, now this offense has a little artificial pop, little somebody that might take it the distance, somebody that when they're in the huddle, the defense is going, ooh. Because right now there's a lot of – it's a different ooh. It's like a ooh, like you might get punched in the stomach. It's like, oh. Like when you have Brashard Smith out there, it's different than Chuba. They're not – I don't want to say better or worse. It's just different. Chuba's more going to, body blows. Brashard Smith's knockout blows, right? They're haymakers to the side of the dome. It's just a different beast. So if they do that, bring this back up and I'll go, ha-ha, you guys knew what you were doing all along. If you don't get speed, I'll be a little bummed by it. Yeah, a little bummed. But I do like what you did on defense, and you should be the best in the league, one of the best in the league at stopping the run.